You probably grew up hearing willpower is a muscle that gets tired. In 2016, 23 labs ran the same experiment. The effect basically vanished. Here's what they actually found and what to do instead. To understand the collapse, we have to start with the original theory. In 1998, psychologist Roy Baumeister published a study involving fresh-baked cookies and radishes. He asked a group of hungry students to eat the radishes and ignore the cookies. Afterward, the group that had to resist the treats gave up on a difficult puzzle much faster than the control group. Baumeister termed this state ego depletion, suggesting that self-control is a finite strength that we exhaust through use. This concept became the default operating system for self-help for 20 years. The advice was consistent. You have a limited daily budget for discipline, and you must spend it wisely or risk total failure by the evening. In this model, every act of regulation draws from a single shared source. Resisting a morning craving or forcing yourself to start a difficult project depletes the same reservoir, leaving you with less capacity for the next task. This battery drain metaphor feels intuitively true to our lived experience. But in science, even the most intuitive theories require rigorous replication to prove they are actually real. When the replication crisis hit psychology, researchers began looking for the physical evidence of ego depletion. They wanted to see if this muscle would show the same fatigue in a massive, controlled setting. In 2016, researcher Martin Hagger coordinated 23 independent laboratories and over 2,000 participants. Every lab followed a pre-registered, identical protocol to ensure the results were as objective as possible. This chart compares the predicted effect of ego depletion against Hagger's actual findings, showing a microscopic effect size of 0.04. In 2021, Vohs led another massive replication, finding a nearly identical flat effect of 0.06. Statistically, the willpower muscle doesn't exist. If the energy model was wrong, science needed a new explanation for why we feel so spent after a hard day. Researchers Michael Inslicht and Brandon Schmeichel proposed the motivation shift model. They argue that performing a difficult task triggers a shift in attention rather than a loss of ability. After exerting intense effort, the human brain begins to prioritize immediate rewards and leisure over continued self-regulation. In 2010, Veronica Job, Carol Dweck, and Gregory Walton published research suggesting feelings of depletion are just a product of mindset. Performance only dropped for people who believed willpower is limited. Those who viewed self-control as non-limited showed no fatigue at all. Carol Dweck and her colleagues demonstrated that self-control fatigue is a psychological response to effort, not a biological reality caused by a lack of fuel. This leaves us with a puzzle. If highly disciplined people aren't drawing from a deeper biological reserve, how are they actually managing their behavior? Researchers Wendy Wood and David Neal propose a context cue model. They found that established habits are triggered directly by our environment. These actions happen automatically, bypassing the need for conscious goals or internal effort. Reliable discipline involves outsourcing behavioral control to the physical environment, ensuring that the right choices occur without requiring a moment-to-moment decision. We can see this model in the common struggle to go to the gym. The old energy model says you just need more internal strength to force yourself to go after work. Modern situational strategies focus on changing the friction of the environment. You pack your gym bag in advance and place the gym directly on your commuting route so the environment cues the behavior for you. Making a desired habit frictionless outperforms the most intense cognitive willpower because it doesn't require you to resist a temptation in the first place. We can see the failure of willpower-only models in programs like DARE. They attempted to change behavior by telling children to just say no, expecting them to muscle through high-pressure social environments with nothing but cognitive resolve. Optimizing your physical path is significantly more effective than trying to fight against a bad environment. To apply this, pick one target behavior and anchor it to a daily context cue. By shaping your environment, you create a path of least resistance, where the right choice becomes the easiest one. There is a small scientific caveat. Researchers like Roy Baumeister point out that genuine depletion can still happen, but typically only after 30 to 40 minutes of extreme, high-stakes mental exertion. But for the choices we make every day, the old muscle metaphor is holding us back. Stop trying to increase the strength of your willpower and start engineering better